Welcome back to another episode of Chat in the Hat. And so let's get our topic for today and see what it says. What about the topic of transgender? Is that a real thing? And how can we make sense of that? And that's a good topic. And that's actually a topic that I'd like to talk about because I don't believe there's enough positive or helpful dialogue out there. And so it's good to talk about those. Sometimes if you just talk things out, they begin to make a little more sense. Now, for today, in this topic, I'm going to go for my press hat. I call this a press hat. So we're going to look at this in just a straightforward manner. If I was a news reporter, I'd be hollering scam alert. Scam alert, because, a scam is something that it's a fraud that is brought about with an illusion. In other words, they're going to tell you that you're going to get this benefit or this product, and if you give them so much money or you do these things, then you're going to get this benefit or this product. And it's an illusion. That benefit or that product, it's not there. And so when you give your money, you just lose it. And with this transgender, the ideology here is that you're unhappy. And the illusion is we want to make you happy. We want you to be happy. And the reason you're unhappy, according to them, is that you are a boy trapped in a girl's body, or you are a girl trapped in a boy's body. And if you just transition to the opposite sex, then you're going to be happy and everything's going to be good. But the problem with that is it don't make sense. It's not true. That's not going to make you happy. Whether you are a boy or you are a girl has nothing to do with your happiness at all. In fact, there are only two things that your sex will prevent you from being able to do. If you're a boy, you will never be able to birth a child. No matter what you do to your body, no matter what you think, you're never going to birth a child. And if you are a girl, you're never going to father a child. It's physically impossible. It's never going to happen. But other than those two things, there's nothing that you can't do in this life in the body that you have right now. And the body that you have is not going to prevent you from being happy. There are people that are short, people that are tall. There are people of all shapes, sizes, and walks in this life, and there are some that are happy, and there are some that are not happy. But your body does not determine your happiness. Now, you don't have to take my word for this not making you happy, but let's just consider some of the information that we've been able to find out. Here it says a new study from the Williams Institute at UCLA School of Law finds that 81% of transgender adults in the U.S. have thought about suicide. 42% of transgender adults have attempted it, and 56% have engaged in non-suicidal self-injury over their lifetimes. Now, does that sound like that transition made them happy? No, don't sound like it at all. In fact, Newsweek put an article in because there's this 40 to 42% rate that's been talked about, that there's a 40 to 42% rate of suicide among the transgender, and so they had an article trying to determine if that was true. Their article leads out saying, it is an academically researched fact that the rate of suicidal actions among transgender people, as well as LGBTQ2 plus individuals more broadly, is far higher than the wider population, particularly among young people. And all that's saying is you transitioning to a different sex, it's not going to make you happy. It's not going to solve anything. In fact, just do a little research and see what the drugs that they put you on, what effect they have on your life. And you're going to probably shorten your life instead of extend it. You're not going to have the happiness. Now, if you really want happiness, that's a whole nother topic. But everybody wants to be happy. I want to be happy. You want to be happy. We all want to be happy. Now, if you really want to be happy, well, if you're not feeling at peace in your heart and in your life, well, you're going to find that that's not because of being the wrong gender. It's because there's something that is not right within your conscience and your heart. And that the God that made you, well, He's calling you. And we are made in His image. And when our life is not right with Him, well, He lets us know it. And you'll find that turning to God and seeking Him, well, you'll begin to put things in order. Things will start making sense, and you'll start having peace. And so now, as a news reporter, let me just give you this last piece of advice. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. And when it says, blessed is the man, well, that word blessed also means happy. Happy is the man. And you're going to find that if you want happiness, well, when you start seeking God and reading His Word and obeying that and putting that to practice in your life, well, then you're going to find that things go so much better. There's going to be a peace that passeth understanding, that only God can give you. And if you really want to be happy, well, I'd forget about changing all my body and all the external things that make no difference. And I look inside, look at the heart, get it right with God, and everything else will fall in place. Just something to think about. Take care, and God bless.